handcuffs for the soldiers. Why? Cześć and welcome back. So in my Discord server there came up a story about a killed soldier on the borders of Poland, and it was a very big topic, so I thought, wow, maybe to understand Poland better I should react to this topic as well. And I found, I think, a pretty good video, I hope it is pretty good, to describe the whole situation. And yeah, so we do exactly this today. Tell me in the comments if you like that content or if you should do more other stuff. I am very curious about that. Okay, let's go.
Last week, a migrant stabbed a Polish soldier with a knife while trying to push across the border. Despite the help provided and the efforts of doctors,
I didn't know it was stabbed by a knife. Oh my god.
Life could not be saved.
Ugodzenie nożem.
A stabbing by a migrant is a tragedy. Yesterday, the media revealed that Polish soldiers guarding the border were handcuffed and detained on charges of unjustified use of weapons.
So wait, was the migrant on the other side of the border, or was he on the same side and just came back to stab him? I don't quite get it. From what I think it is, it's probably on the other side of the border, right?
Handcuffs on them and forced them into a car. The military police, led by Danka Sz, made not even a mistake but compromised the Polish uniform.
Why did he compromise?
Guarding the border were handcuffs and detained on charges of
for the soldiers.
Use of weapons.
Why?
They put handcuffs on them and forced them into a car. The
Why?
military police, led by Danka Sz, made not even a mistake but compromised the Polish uniform.
Why?
Who should bear responsibility for the outrageous detention of Polish soldiers guarding our borders? Civic coalition politicians put the blame on prosecutor Tomasz Janacek, who was appointed while Zbigniew Ziobro was still in office. It turns out, however, that the prosecutor was appointed to supervise only on the 6th of May, and in addition was not informed of the details of the case. Janacek is asking for a meeting with Polish President Andrzej Duda. After the 6th of May, I have not received any information. I have not been informed about the progress of these proceedings. Meanwhile, the name of the prosecutor in charge of the case in Białystok, who brought the charges against the two soldiers, has been withheld. Therefore, the summoning of Tomasz Janacek by Attorney General Adam Bodnar appears to be a political setup. If someone today in this case is trying to incriminate the prosecutor's office, he is really extremely disgusting, because in this whole case actions that are scandalous were carried out without a decision of the prosecutor's office. Therefore, the first person that should resign is the Commander-in-Chief of the Gendarmerie, Colonel Tomasz Sz, who is responsible for the actions taken against the soldiers.
Yeah.
If anyone exceeds his authority or goes beyond his authority, he will be punished and consequences will be drawn. I expect immediate action from the Commander-in-Chief of the military police. Questions about the resignation are also addressed to the head of the Polish Ministry of Defense, Władysław Kosiniak-Kamysz, to whom the gendarmerie is subordinate. The Deputy Prime Minister learned of the events 2 months ago, but it was concealed from the public. Interestingly, the head of the Ministry of Defense...
So what?
claimed that he was not...
So the defense minister was not responsible for it, but the chef of the gendarmerie, so of the police probably, was it. But he kept it a secret for the 2 months, right? So what I basically would do is, you know, I wouldn't like retire or get fired just because somebody subordinate, because he has probably so many subordinates, right, did something wrong. I think the subordinate should get the punishment, or, you know, should take the consequences for it. But what I always don't like is, if we are here in a democracy, and I mean Poland is a democracy, that you know, you shouldn't hide it from the public. You know, it would be totally fine, I think, if you just say, hey, there happened something, it isn't good, we should just hear that is a fact, and something with the police happened that wasn't that great. But you know, this hiding stuff, I don't know. I don't know if how much I trust in this. I think defense minister it was, right? I now have anymore, and maybe that is the reason why he should resign now.
not informed about the form of detention of the soldiers, namely handcuffing.
Yeah.
The first decision should be the resignation of the head of the military police, and the second decision should be the resignation of the Minister of National Defense, Władysław Kosiniak-Kamysz. Observers of the political scene speak not without
Please hit like and subscribe. It would help me so much. Thank you.
reason of the chaos in the military and Polish services after the ruling coalition took power. They made changes in key management positions just to bring in their own people.
Chaos.
Chaos, chaos, chaos. Mr. Kosiniak-Kamysz got detailed information about what happened at the border 2 months ago and took no action on
I think they now make it about how the party that rules it right now makes the mistakes. To be honest, I don't know. I don't know if you can make these conclusions, because that was a mistake made by people and not by a party or by you know. So I would just say, hey, that were individual mistakes. Yeah.
That's why at a press conference of Deputy Prime Minister, Head of the Ministry of Defence, Władysław Kosiniak-Kamysz, questions were asked not only by journalists but by politicians of the United Right. Prime Minister Jacek Ozdoba, as part of the MP's intervention, please do not interrupt. The truth is that you have no shame, because not long ago you spit on the Polish uniform. Together with Donald Tusk, you allowed Polish soldiers to be challenged. The film Green Border even fit into the campaign script, and you did not react when your celebrities, your politicians on the border fit into the narrative of the Russian Federation. It was the then opposition that is in power today that attacked...
Okay, that are totally different things right now, I think. I don't have any clues about the other things with Russian propaganda or stuff like this. There I have no clue about, so I won't comment on that, because there I have no clue about.
This government for defending the Polish-Belarusian border. Soldiers, border guards, police and territorial defense forces were portrayed in a...
What is with him?
The men came out with guns. Sir, you are talking to an MP. I am not some random person. May I ask you to identify yourself? Maybe I will come closer and record you closer. I will scan your face and maybe you can be found. I have the impression that this is a pack of dogs that has cornered poor and weak people. This is not how soldiers act. Garbage, simply put. This situation...
I don't know. I have the feeling now everything gets way too political. I mean, that was a... I understand why political parties use this for their agenda and stuff like this, but I think Poland should, as a whole, stand more together in this thing. And don't, you know, that is exactly what Russia wants, right? Let's have more disagreements. Let's strengthen, Russia. Let's weaken the European powers. So I think I understand, because it's very good for the opposing party to say, look, what you made all wrong. But yeah, I think maybe it's not the right thing to do as Poland as a whole, maybe.
Is after the dismissal of General Poloch, and betting on people who don't know their stuff, who want to please the new government to some extent. The situation requires decisive action, because there is a war going on across our eastern border, in Ukraine and on the Polish-Belarusian border, a hybrid war being waged by Belarusian and Russian services. It turned out that this is not an invention of those in power at the time, but is a reality, and they can't cope with this reality and are not able to control it, and are not able to propose anything that would change the current situation and could prevent further escalation. In addition, as part of the actions of the prosecutor's office, forcibly taken over by Adam Bodnar on the 17th of April, by an order of the regional prosecutor in Lublin, a special investigative team was set up to investigate and evaluate the behaviour of Polish officers taken against foreigners who crossed the Polish-Belarusian border. Prime Minister, I have very specific questions. Please do not run away. Łukasz Szmuda, TV Republika.
So, wow, there was a lot in it, and I think it is used heavily to politicize the country even more. I've heard from my Polish viewers that basically the whole country is split, and that politics is a very, very, how to say, hot topic, very hardly discussed topic, very two fronts that just say, oh, you doing something wrong, oh, you doing something wrong. So I want to stay out of all this shit. But what I should say is, just in general, not aligned to any party or anything like that, is first of all, I think if you are attacked by somebody and you are the border guard that has to guard the border, you can shoot on this person if they kill a soldier. That is the first thing, right? As Notwehr, as we say in Germany, or like immediate emergency defense for yourself. So the second thing is, I think, I don't know the details, but it looks very weird if then a policeman like gets the person into handcuffs that should guard the border, and that was, I think, a wrong action to do. And maybe the police, maybe he has a very, very good reason. I doubt it a bit, but yeah, I think this police guard should be maybe get out of charge, out of his power. And now the third thing is the prime minister. not the prime minister, the defensive minister. I think, first of all, the first incident about the border guard killing doesn't affect anybody of him, and also not, of course, that the other person, this police guard, like, get them into handcuffs. But the third thing is that he kept it away from the public. And that is a very bad thing because, you know, you want to be openly to the public. At least that is my understanding from democracy, that our leaders should be open to the public. Of course, we don't need to know what they eat for breakfast or lunch, but about such important things, they should be openly. And then, of course, this defense minister or whoever he was should resign, and they should put maybe a new specialist for that in place, because most of the times politics is not about specialists, but it's about, you know, contacts and stuff like this. Also, it doesn't matter which parties they play. All of the parties are the same. So yeah, that are basically my thoughts. And then I think the other party, or the biggest other party, used this now to just shoot against the reigning party. I don't want to comment on that because I don't know, you know, more about those parties and stuff like this. But what I can say is those three things, how I would hope that it is handled in Germany. And yeah, that is just my opinion about that. I think probably many of you agree on that. Tell me in general in the comments, do you like that we have sometimes just a little bit more about Poland, what is currently doing about Poland? To be honest, already in this clip I saw that Poland is very, very split, and that the political climate seems to be very toxic. So I'm not exactly sure about that, because I don't want to have a totally toxic comment section, of course. But yeah, I'm just very open to your opinion, and yeah, want to know more what your opinion is. But please be fair and something like this. And also, by the way, before we start, you find even more content like this and exclusive reactions like to 1670 on my Patreon. Link is in the description. Thank you so much for that. Okay, that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and keep liking, subscribing, and we see each other in the next video. Bye!